Welcome to the channel. I'm the Scottish astrologer, and in this video I want to go over the strange events that occur in the years when a full moon lands on Halloween. Now, for those who have not already, please check out my previous video showing the events which occur every time there is a Beltane new moon, which of course is the direct opposite to a Halloween full moon, as it's the opposite end of the year, up at half the zodiac. Okay, they're exactly opposite each other on the zodiac wheel, these 2 points in time. And a full moon and a new moon are direct opposites to each other. So Halloween full moons and Beltane new moons, direct opposite to each other. Now, Halloween full moons and Beltane new moons both run 2 years apart from one another, both on 19-year cycles, so happens once every 19 years. And the events that occur on a Beltane new moon year are also major, just like what I am about to show here with Halloween full moon years. So let me start off with the most recent Halloween full moon year and run back through time. Now, the most recent Halloween full moon year, as most of you will already know, as it's not long just passed, is this year, 2020. And it's safe to say that the events of 2020 thus far are the strangest and most significant humanity has experienced in a very long time. Now, let me take you back 19 years from 2020, okay? Back to the last year before now where we've seen a Halloween full moon. And that takes us back to the year 2001, okay? And we all know what happened that year, being the events of September 11th, 9/11, the Twin Towers. So both times, both years, both very significant events have occurred. And you all have noticed that these bizarre events tend to take place even before the point of the Halloween full moon. But nonetheless, each and every year we have a Halloween full moon, it's safe to say that bizarre events occur, or strange or major. So let me take you back 19 years prior from 2001. So that takes us back to the year 1982. And on that year, that was a year that Prince William, the future King of the United Kingdom, was born. It's also the year we had the Falklands War and a Lebanon War. And moving back 19 years again prior, that takes us to 1963. And once again, a very bizarre major event occurred that year, which was indeed the Kennedy assassination. So there we have it, like 3 out of 4 of these years we've had the most bizarre of events, the most major of events that I think humanity has seen, which is the Kennedy assassination, the September 11th attacks, and now this coronavirus pandemic, again staged or not, in the year 2020. So very, very strange indeed that every time there is a Halloween full moon year, these major events tend to always occur. Now let me take you back another 19 years from 63, and that takes us to the year 1944. And that is, of course, the year where D-Day occurred, okay? Famous battle, World War II. And everyone knows about that, most people do, I've been taught about that. Another big major event, D-Day, 1944, again Halloween full moon year. Another thing which occurred in 1944 was the Bretton Woods Conference. And now for those who don't know, the Bretton Woods Conference was basically where our current monetary system, all the rules for this current financial system we are all in, were set, were made, okay, at that very conference, at that meeting, called the Bretton Woods Conference. So check that out yourself if you haven't heard about it already. So once again, another major event occurring on a Halloween full moon year. Now, going back another 19 years, okay, from 1944, takes us to the year 1925. And now this is the official year where Mussolini's fascist dictatorship begins in Italy. Okay, another major event. Also, this year, the Chancellor at the time of the UK, Winston Churchill, better famously known as the Prime Minister, but at this year, he was the Chancellor, and this was the year Winston Churchill announces Britain's return to the gold standard. So another big event. This was also the year that Adolf Hitler publishes his autobiographical manifesto called Mein Kampf. Okay, and it was describing his political ideology and future plans for Germany. And we all know how that ended up turning out. Also in that year, we had what was known as the Locarno Treaties, okay, where Germany, France, Belgium, Great Britain and Italy all mutually agreed peace, okay, in Western Europe, guaranteed peace in Western Europe, okay, and of course that lasted long, didn't it? And this was also the year 1925 where Hitler's SS was founded. So again, major events occurring once again on this Halloween full moon year. Now, let me take you back once more, 1906. And on that year, we had the Ecuador-Colombia 8.8 magnitude earthquake and associated tsunami, which killed 500 people. We also had the San Francisco earthquake on the San Andreas Fault, and that destroyed much of San Francisco, California, killing at least 3,000 people and making around 300,000 people homeless, and costing $350 million in damages. And that is crazy money back in 1906. Also that year, Mount Vesuvius in Italy erupts. I hope I said that right. Mount Vesuvius, okay, erupts, and that devastates Naples in Italy. Also, a typhoon and tsunami killed 10,000 people in Hong Kong. Also, Reginald Fessenden makes the first ever radio broadcast that year. Also, the world's first feature film, the story of the Kelly Gang, was shown in Australia. So again, major events occur in this Halloween full moon year. What's the chances? And please stick with me till the end of this video as I go back 171 years, exactly 9 19-year cycles from 2020, and what I discover that links the year 2020 back 171 years to the year 1849 is very significant in my opinion, and I think you want to stick around and hear what that is. But first, let me take you back 19 years from 1906, which takes us to the year 1887. Now, this was the year the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn was founded. Also, this is the year the construction for the Eiffel Tower Paris begins. And funny enough, if you watch my other video about Beltane new moons, which takes place 2 years after Halloween full moons, you will see that 2 years after the construction of Eiffel Tower began, it was completed on the Beltane new moon year, okay, 1889. Okay, we also in 1887 had the French Riviera earthquake, and that killed 2,000 people. It was also the year of Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee. Also, it was the year in which James Blythe operates the very first working wind turbine at Marykirk, Scotland. Also, the 1887 Yellow River flood begins in China, killing between roughly 1 to 2 million people. So that's the extreme disaster. And finally, 1887 was also the year in which what is known as Bloody Sunday took place. Okay, and that was a clash between London police and Irish nationalists that went terribly bad, as the name suggests, Bloody Sunday. Okay, going back another 19 years, that takes us to the year 1868. And that was the year the Boshin War, or the Japanese Revolution, began. It's also the year the Paraguayan War begins. It's also the year of the Battle of Magdala, where the British Indian forces defeat the army of the Ethiopian Emperor Tewodros II. This is also the year where the last public hanging took place in the United Kingdom, and then 3 days later hanging was abolished, made illegal. This was also the year the Prince of Serbia, Mihailo Obramovich, is assassinated in Belgrade. Hope I said that name right. It's also the year the Arica earthquake strikes southern Peru, causing more than 25,000 deaths and a destructive basin-wide tsunami that affects Hawaii and New Zealand. And now, going back 19 years prior takes us to 1849. And now, this is exactly 9 19-year cycles, from 2020. And in this year, this was a year the Second Anglo-Sikh War took place. It's also the year where many battles caused by the Hungarian Revolution of 1848 takes place, Most of it was fought 1849, many battles. We also had the abolition of the Corn Laws this year by the United Kingdom's Importation Act, 1846, coming fully into effect. And now, for those who don't know, the Corn Laws of that time kept the prices of all grains high. And so with this law being abolished, they then started dropping in price, becoming reasonable once again. Now, this was also the year the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, hope I said that right as well, is signed, thus ending the Mexican-American War. Also, the German revolutions of 1848 to 1849 end in failure. This is also the year where the Second Carlist War ends in Spain. It's a year where French troops occupy Rome. It's a year in which the Battle of Fredericia, don't know really exactly how to say that properly, ends the Prussian-Danish War until restarting again in 1864. Now, this is also the year where the global healthcare and pharmaceutical company Pfizer was founded in New York, Pfizer was founded in New York, exactly nine 19-year cycles on a Halloween full moon year, from 2020. So, this is the year Pfizer is founded, and in 2020, another Halloween full moon year, Pfizer is the company to first produce a vaccine, a new kind of vaccine for the CV, the coronavirus. Now this is mind-blowing, and God help whoever takes it, in my humble opinion. But come on folks, that is a very strange occurrence, 9 19-year cycles later, exactly 171 years later, 9 19-year cycles, Pfizer develops the vaccine from the date it was founded. Now, that's just a wild link in my opinion. And I was actually quite shocked to discover it, to be honest. Now, I do encourage everybody, to check every year I've just mentioned for yourself, because there's more events than what I've mentioned occur each year. It's mind-blowing. It's just too much to list. I would be going on forever with this video. So I just took the most significant, in my opinion, the things I felt were most significant for each of these Halloween full moon years, onto the list. But please, I encourage everyone, research this for yourselves. It's a very interesting topic, and the things you discover that take place each 19-year Halloween full moon cycle is pretty mind-blowing. To me, the fact that we're in 2020, it's a global pandemic. 19 years before that was 9/11. 19 years before that wasn't too major compared to the last two events, but it was the birth of the future King of England and the Falklands War and the Lebanon War. Then 19 years before that, 63, you have the Kennedy assassination. Then 19 years before that, it's the Bretton Woods Conference and D-Day. Then 19 years before that, it's the beginning of Mussolini's fascist dictatorship. In the year Hitler releases his, again, autobiographical manifesto, Mein Kampf, okay? In the year the Locarno treaties were negotiated. In the year Hitler's SS was founded. You know, you just keep going back, and every single time there is a major event, okay, that everybody knows about, okay, especially more recent. But it's mind-blowing how it just keeps reoccurring. No coincidence in that. Can't be. But, so yeah, that was the bizarre events that happen every Halloween full moon year. A huge thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell at the right hand side of the subscribe button. Until next time, take care.